Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Let's Play Europa Universalis 4 Make America British Again. So, this is going to be probably a fairly peaceful part, namely because I am just going to be trying to get our manpower to recover. Now, these guys have a decent amount of our development, so we'll go ahead and turn them into promoted cultures as the game refers to them. Mothball the forts. And let's go ahead and build up our stuff. But yeah, so this is going to be a fairly peaceful part, I think. Just trying to get our manpower to recover to a reasonable degree. And we're just going to go for the cultural tolerances. Neither of these are particularly useful. This requires me to get loans. Well, I don't plan to get any loans, so that's not a useful thing. And while I don't generally make use of the promoted cultures mechanic, screw it, we'll go ahead and do it. In fact, I'm going to hit the game up to 5 speed just because this is going to be a peaceful part, and I want to hopefully make it to where this is the only peaceful part for a little while. Also, let's go ahead and do the whole army drilling stuff. Okay, maybe not do full speed. Would any of you be willing to break an alliance? No, it doesn't look like it. Why? You trust them? And you don't fear me, apparently. Yeah, no, focus on getting those first. And you know what, let's go ahead and annex Gabon, because I don't think they're going to be particularly useful as their own nation anymore. And that'll give us some extra manpower as well. I kind of want to go ahead and build all of these fusion reactors. This is actually slightly better for some of these. Okay, the nuclear reactor is better. Reactor is better. Reactor is better. What about Irishire? Reactor is better. You know what? Just screw it. Build reactors everywhere. Build some of the factories. You know what? Screw it. Build those everywhere as well. And I'll build some of my vassals' territories. Yeah, that really isn't going to help at all. Decreases development cost. To be honest, I don't really care too much for development. But let's go ahead and build this. Because then if I do decide to do a bunch of development, I can. You're just gonna stand there? That's fine with me. And yes, we just sit here and wait for the manpower to recover, which is going to take a while. This is one of those cases where I would actually kind of prefer to go the route of just basically not recording the part, but yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, go over there. You're not going to have to siege it back. There's a fort right next door. And I'll just have the fort siege the province back. You should be done when exactly? 2098. Turn that fort back on for a little bit. Who? I don't know what killed those guys, because apparently my army didn't do it. And I don't see anyone else's armies in the area. Gabon is still down there. Morocco's way up here. So who the hell could have killed those guys? Got no idea. See, I want to have the game run on full speed, but that just seems to tank the frame rate too much for me to be, or for pretty much anything to be responsive. So, can't really do that. You. Where is the best place to trade? Looks like Lubeck. Yeah, looks like Lubeck. So go to Lubeck. And oh, we got a guy named Octavius. Apparently we've got a Roman diplomat. I'll take the mercantilism. Let's see. Yeah, don't care for any of these other buildings right now. Well, actually, ever, really. None of those other buildings are particularly useful. Vietnam goes into a golden era because, of course, why not? And, I guess just seize their wealth. Although admittedly, I could have taken the stability hit and used up the admin power that I'm not actually making any more of. No. We'll pay them extra. Basically, we just gave them the money that we just seized as a result of foreign plots. Oh yes, I'm trying to find the development tab. There it is. Costs. And let's see. Is there a... No, they don't. Damn it. I was hoping there was a tab for how useful this would be, but no, there isn't. So we'll just go with... I want you to sort that in ascending order, not descending, game. Okay, that gives me an ascending. Okay, that's all I'm going to spend for now. Nope. And no game, I'm not going to be selecting any other, or filling out any of these ideas right now. At least for right this second, I want to try and get to Miltech 94. After we get to Miltech 94, then we can go into investing in ideas again. Well, no. Maybe Miltech 95, actually. When will I get this? Not anytime soon, actually. 2120. So, yeah, we can invest in some ideas, I guess. Or, as is slightly more likely, build more nukes, because I'm gonna need them. We're only the 4th great power. Well, actually, I'm not too surprised by that. India is up there. But that's mostly because India, one, has a ton of provinces. But they're also reasonably well developed. Me, a lot of my provinces are in Africa, which is very, very poorly developed. Yeah, we're looking at like 3 development, 4 development for a lot of these. And of course, some of the places that I've conquered, and I've built up some of them at least a little bit, but generally speaking, kind of on your own there. So, yeah, I don't get a whole lot of development, actually. Nope, don't care for the national manpower. So, I'll take the prestige, thank you very much, although I'm already at max prestige. Integration is a slow process. Get rid of your crappy little army. The hell is this? Oh, scrap that. You are probably going to go to Lubeck as well, which is going to allow you to merge with the other fleet. Yeah, you're going to Lubeck. Why aren't you at 80? Okay. I'm just gonna cancel and reorder. Yeah, for some reason the game's not showing me that I've ordered a ship for this guy. I don't know why. Those. How are we doing in terms of trade in this area? 33%, 9%, 49, 46. Not as well as I would like, to be honest. Do I want to change any of the directions you guys are pushing in? I don't think so. I think you're all generally pushing in a direction that I would like. India's announced its arrival. Okay, let's see. Ethiopia is at war with Saudi Arabia. And looks like that's going to result in Saudi Arabia probably getting annexed. When is the next Diplotech? 2109. So still 10 years out. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of development. Because I clearly don't have anything else to really spend it on. And that's good enough for me for now, at least. Oh, Malawi. Who are your friends, if any? South Africa. You don't really care to fight South Africa, at least not right now, so you get to live. And no, Zambia, you're not allowed to walk through my borders. Certainly not just because you want to. And the EU, I think, is actually a fairly sizable nation. If we sort... where are you actually, EU? Surprised you're not on the list. Certainly not in the E's, which is very weird. Because you clearly have to be a nation. Okay, that's a little bit strange. I assume it's because I haven't met them, but I'm pretty sure the ledger is supposed to not give a crap, or at least I think that's how I have it set up. But okay, apparently I won't be able to actually know how powerful the EU as a nation is until I meet them. Which means until one of these guys within the EU gets swallowed up, which isn't going to happen anytime soon. That I can say with a reasonable degree of certainty. I forgot to put army drill back on you. I don't really care if I lose my claims because I've got the imperialism casus belli, so I don't need no stupid claims. I can just go ahead and take it and say, this is mine now. If you don't like it, feel free to fight me. Ethiopia seemingly gave up a lot of their stuff to, I don't care for the spy master, to the UAE. Not sure why, but it seems that's what they did. The US has declared war on Dominica. We'll see where that goes exactly. I'm going to assume it's going to result in normal things. The US goes, beats the crap out of them, and then says, give me your stuff. Well, give me your money, rather, and war reps. Because it seems to be what the US does right now. Except for when it declared war on Mexico a second time. That's when it decided, let's actually take land. Sure, I'll take diplomatic reputation. If it'll keep the EU nations off my back. Because I don't care to fight them. Also, I should probably build a larger military. Let's go and build a couple more armies. I got the resources now. So screw it. I don't know where a good place is. Where's a good place that has a lot of supply? Just set as a sort of home base. Okay. You can get one. You can get one. I don't really want to put you there because I already got people being built there. We have 3 more armies down here. Let's go for the heavy ships, I guess. Yeah, go ahead and let them in. I'm pretty much guaranteed to get one of those because it's only like a 1% chance of failing to get any of them, at least in theory. Because it's a 33% chance for all of those, or for each individual one. There we go. I assume you guys are probably going to be mostly waiting for your cannons. Those normally take a while. No, never mind. Looks like all the factories I built down here have resulted in that not being an issue. Increased demand for draperies. Is there a particular reason that I should select one over the other? This will decrease, well, has a chance of decreasing the base production of marches. It will increase unrest in the province, but it does result in the province getting a plus 15 to trade value. Where is this province of which you speak of, game? I know it's up here somewhere. Okay, it's you. Well, how valuable are you for trade anyway? You have a trade value of 48, and your trade is in the English Channel, which we actually don't own the most of. I guess the Netherlands just has a bunch of nation-specific things stacked on top of one another, increasing its local trade power. I wonder, does the friendly movement speed stack for railroads and mass transit? I still actually get the trade value anyway from this, so you know what? No. Go with the regular one. Do I really care to get the naval base? I mean, it would help me in building ships, and I'm going to need a lot of ships, actually. Yeah, I'm going to need a lot of ships when I jump across the Atlantic. Yep, you know what? Go ahead. Build them. Admittedly, I will probably be building most of mine in Africa, if I'm going to be completely honest. Just because it has a much longer coastline. And let's go for Glorious Arms. Because it's a bonus to prestige from land battles. I don't really care for that in particular. It's mostly the plus the discipline at the end of this chain, or this idea group. And also for filling this out, I get an increased army recovery speed for the morale, which is also helpful. Now to find a spot to actually put you guys. Oh, South Africa has decided to swallow up Zambia. So that is going to have a bit of an effect on the overall... Ooh. It would be... Oh, I gotta fight Ethiopia. God damn it, I don't want to fight Ethiopia. At least not right this second. Okay. Egypt, when does my truce with you end? 2107. 5 years. See, if I declare war on Italy, I'm gonna have to fight the whole of the well, I'm gonna have to fight the EU. I don't think I'll have to fight the whole of the EU, actually. Especially since apparently the Empire will not protect them. So, actually, yes, it does look like in theory I might actually be capable of fighting maybe the individual members. I'm gonna have to test that out just to make sure. So, we're going to find out in a couple of parts for you guys, probably, because I probably won't test it before the next part. But yes, I think we're going to test, or I'm going to definitely test to see if I can declare war on an individual member of the EU. And if that results in me fighting every single nation, or just that one, and then the EU proper. The actual nation that's called the EU. Because if it results in me just fighting that nation and then the nation that's called the EU, but it leaves all these other members of the EU out, that would be great for me, because I'm pretty sure I could take them in that case. Realistically speaking, I'd probably do that with Ireland, though. Just so I can take the rest of these isles. Plus, it would also give me a little bit more coastline to build ships on. So yes, we'll see. So China put an embargo on the U.S. The U.S. has now put an embargo on China. And Saudi Arabia no longer... Well, actually, Saudi Arabia still exists, but they don't exist on the Arabian Peninsula anymore. That is now split... Well, with half of it being controlled by the UAE, the other half being controlled by Syria, Iraq, and a little bit of Ethiopia. And Israel is still there, alive, somewhat surprisingly, because it's a 3-province nation. And it's got Syria and Iraq that have grown right next door. And they've grown a decent amount. I assume it's just because the AI is looking at this and is seeing, oh, independence guaranteed by US. What are the chances the US is going to actually, in this game in particular, actually bother sending anybody from here to here? Especially since it's still going to take a while to sail across the Atlantic, through here, all the way over to here. I mean, realistically speaking, Syria and Iraq could probably move in quickly and occupy the whole of Israel, and then just try and survive until ticking war score allows them to annex it. They could probably get away with it, realistically speaking. Because this is EU. The AI is not going to have troops stationed over here just waiting for a war to start. It's going to keep its troops within its borders until said war starts. So these guys would have a little bit of time if they actually decided to take it. Or to at least try their hand at it. The AI sees the independence of guarantee and says we're not doing that, even though, like I said, they could probably get away with it. But that's going to be it for this part. Now, a quick reminder, because I figure I might as well. So, the channel no longer is a part of the YouTube Partner Program. As a result of that, that means that if, for any reason, an ad plays on any of my videos, I get no ad revenue from it. And so I just want to go ahead and remind you all that if you enjoy the content of the channel, there are multiple ways to help support the channel. I got a Patreon for doing monthly donations, basically. Generally smaller monthly donations is just really what it's designed around, but you could technically do larger ones if you wanted to. I got a PayPal donation link set up, so if you want to do just sort of one-time large donations, that's there as an option as well. And then, of course, there's also affiliate links. So for this game in particular, I've got 2 affiliate links down in the description. One for Green Man Gaming, another one for for the Humble Store. So basically Humble Bundle, but it's not actually a part of Humble Bundle. It's part of the store portion of Humble. But yeah, they're both down there. I think they're both for the same. I'm pretty sure they're both for the same edition of the game that includes a number of the first couple of DLCs that were released. I think it's like the first 14 or so DLCs that were released. But don't quote me on that. I could be wrong about the numbers exactly. But yeah. And so if you use any of those affiliate links, I do get a bit of a commission for it. It depends on which one you use. Humble is a 5% period. Green Man Gaming is a 5% if it is a new account that is, I guess, created to make the purchase, and 2% if it is an already existing account, I guess. It doesn't really explain exactly how it decides that, if it's actually based off new account or old account, or if it's just this is the first time that account has purchased something using one of your affiliate links. I don't know. But both down there, obviously I would say use whichever one is cheaper. But it's up to you exactly what you want to do. So, yeah. But I will see you all in the next part. I just wanted to go ahead and remind you all that I have those because the channel, as it stands, no longer gets any money from the videos themselves. As a result of that, that means I basically don't have a way of covering costs of doing this at all. So when it comes to the buying DLCs, games, whatever, the ad revenue used to help to cover the costs, even though it was only like $6 a month or whatever, generally speaking, it still helped to cover the cost a little bit, especially for any long-running series like a Stellaris or EU4, which are series that run for a decent amount of time. So yeah, just wanted to go ahead and remind you all about that. So it's up to you. You don't have to go and use any of those links if you don't want to, but it is appreciated if you decide to go ahead and do so. But that is going to be it for this part. I will see you all in the next part, where we will probably be declaring war on somebody. And I will try to, if I remember and have the time, I will try to test if I can declare war on a member of the EU without needing to fight the whole of the EU. If I'm able to get away with doing that, we might end up going to war with Ireland or Italy. In the case of Italy, it's to kick them off of Africa. In the case of Ireland, it's to, well, take over Ireland, which is a very British thing to do, of course. So, yes. We'll figure out what we're going to be doing next part. I actually don't know. So, that's sort of going to determine what we do. But until next time, goodbye and farewell.